The night was silent, peaceful. A gentle breeze rustled through the trees, their leaves whispering secrets to the stars. The full moon, an ethereal orb in the velvet sky, bathed the world in its silver light. It was a night for lovers, for dreamers, for the quiet murmurings of the heart. Then it changed. The air grew thick, heavy with an unseen weight. The scent of honeysuckle, once sweet and intoxicating, turned cloying, almost nauseating. The whispering leaves fell silent, their stillness a palpable presence. A shiver, unbidden and unwelcome, ran down my spine. The moon, once a source of comfort, now loomed large, a watchful eye in the heavens. Its light, once soft and caressing, now seemed to pulsate, casting long distorted shadows that danced and writhed like living things. The night, once a sanctuary, had become a predator, and I, its prey. The wind picked up, no longer a gentle caress, but a grasping hand. It whipped through the trees, their branches swaying wildly as if in the throes of some ancient primal dance. The whispers returned, but gone were the soft murmurs of secrets. Now the wind howled, a chorus of voices rising in a crescendo of madness. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through me. I wanted to run, to hide from the unseen terror that stalked the night, but my feet felt rooted to the spot. The world around me seemed to warp and twist, the familiar becoming strange, menacing. The air crackled with energy, a tangible force that pressed down on me, suffocating me. I gasped for breath, my lungs burning, but the air was thick and heavy in my throat. The world was dissolving around me, the boundaries of reality blurring, and I felt myself slipping into a dizzying abyss of fear. The ground beneath my feet began to tremble, a barely perceptible tremor at first, then growing stronger, more insistent. The earth seemed to breathe, each exhalation a shudder, each inhalation a moment of terrifying stillness. Cracks snaked their way across the pavement, spiderwebs of fear spreading out from my feet. The moon pulsed, its light now a sickly yellow, casting grotesque shadows that stretched and contorted, mimicking the fear that clawed at my insides. The howling of the wind intensified, a symphony of screams that echoed the terror rising within me. I looked around frantically for somewhere, anywhere to hide, but there was nowhere to go. The trees, once a source of comfort, now seemed to reach for me with skeletal fingers, their branches twisting into menacing shapes. The world had become a nightmare, a distorted reflection of its former self, and I was trapped within its terrifying embrace. The shadows, no longer mere extensions of the darkness, writhed and pulsed with a life of their own. They slithered across the ground, serpentine forms that darted between trees, always moving, always watching. I could feel their eyes on me, cold and calculating, filled with an ancient hunger. Panic welled up inside me, choking me. I tried to scream, but no sound emerged from my lips. I was paralyzed, frozen in place by the sheer terror that gripped me. The shadows were closing in, their forms becoming more distinct, more menacing. I could make out teeth now, sharp and glinting in the unnatural light. Eyes glowing with a malevolent intelligence watched my every move. Claws scraped against the pavement, each sound sending shivers down my spine. The shadows were no longer shadows, but creatures of the night, and I was their prey. Then, as quickly as it began, the wind died down. The trees stilled, their branches frozen in mid-sway. The shadows retreated, melting back into the darkness. The only sound was the pounding of my own heart, a frantic rhythm against the sudden silence. I looked up at the moon, and my blood ran cold. It was no longer a perfect orb, but a crescent, a sliver of silver, vanishing into the encroaching darkness. An eclipse. But this was no ordinary eclipse, no celestial dance of light and shadow. This was something else, something far more sinister. The air grew colder, the temperature plummeting with an unnatural speed. A wave of dizziness washed over me, and I stumbled, my hand reaching out to steady myself. As I touched the ground, I felt a surge of energy, raw and powerful, coursing through me. And then everything went black.